Well, it's been a busy week for us here in the Music City. We talk about the trades a bit more, and we look at the upcoming game versus the Detroit Lions and how wins probably not the most important thing moving forward. Come on in here. Let's talk about it. Welcome to From the Cheap Seats. Hey, welcome back. I'm glad to have you. I'm your host, Bonafide, and this is From the Cheap Seats, the show where we preview and recap all of the action from this Tennessee Titans season. Every week, we're going to be previewing the upcoming games, doing live streams as the game happens, and doing our instant recaps once the game is over. So this week, we're on the road in Detroit, facing the NFC North-leading Detroit Lions. So let's talk about this game preview. Now, after the shellacking we got by Josh Allen and the Bills, it is painfully obvious that we are no longer focused on making the playoffs, if that wasn't already obvious to you. Now, this is kind of the reason why I mentioned that wins aren't the priority right now. Yeah, we would love to be doing better and making strides to make the playoffs and competing for the division, but that's just not in the card for us right now, you know? Does it suck? Absolutely it sucks. As a fan, I absolutely hate this. But if we being real, and that's what I want to do on this channel, is be real with yourself. We kind of always knew this was going to be the case all along. And we'll talk about that when we get to Bonafide thoughts. But we're going to Michigan to face off the Lions. And these knee-biting jokers ain't messing around, all right? They 5-1, and they cooking on all three phases of the game. And honestly, they don't show no signs of slowing down. Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Penei Sewell, man, Brian Branch on the back end is a safety. Yeah, they got a squad up there. Dan Campbell got these boys believing, and that is a powerful thing. They tasted a little bit of the playoffs last year, and they definitely want some more of that. Now, I'm not confident, especially if you've been paying attention to any of the pressers that have been going on from this past week and the comments that are coming out of the locker room. I am not confident that we got a shot at all of winning this game. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, you got players telling the media in Nashville that we got difficulty handling adversity, and we got a hard time adjusting to the adjustments that opponents make during the game. And I mean, you can see it. I mean, look at our second halves. We have major struggles in the second half, and then we start Mason Rudolph. So, this game might get ugly for us fast. Now, the only real negative that the Lions got is that they, without Aiden Hutchinson, their all-pro pass rusher, and they're going to be missing Jameson Williams, who's going to be serving a 2-game suspension for violating the NFL conduct policy. So he's not going to be there this week. So, switching gears, let's hop into the next section. Who's in and who's out? Now, outside of Josh Pascal for the Lions, they're going to be at full strength. And obviously, you know, we'll be missing Hutch. We already talked about that, missing Jameson. But the Titans, on the other hand, Levis, Snead, Duncan, all out. That means Mason Rudolph is getting the next start. Now, Tavondre popped up on the report with it limited as a hip, but, you know, Callahan didn't rule him out. And Ridley hadn't practiced all week up until today, so he's trending to play on Sunday. And Simmons and Coburn and Chestnut, they've all been upgraded to full. So the only thing I can tell you is that inactive list right before the game comes is going to be an interesting one to keep your eye on, because, you know, like, again, we might see some inactives that we weren't expecting to see. All right, so we halfway through the episode, and we about to give you, you know what you came for, the Gridiron Gambles Player of the Day and them Bonafide thoughts. So if you liking the content that we dropping here on Section 240, go ahead, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified, and lock in with us here at the section, all right? So our next segment, Gridiron Gambles. You know this is sponsored by Music City Bets, man. You got to follow them at Music City Bets on Twitter. I'm never calling it X. For all your daily betting insights on all your favorite Nashville teams, including the Grizzlies, who happen to be in Memphis. Now, when you betting on the Titans, betting on the Preds, betting on the Grizzlies, or you just looking for good plays, they got you covered. Go ahead and get ahead of the game. with the best tips and odds and follow them now. All right. So last game we took an L. So we are down $50 again. But I think this one, I think we looking up on this one. The Titans play of the day is that we're going to take the over 45. We're going over for 45. This is definitely going to be more because the Lions are scoring than it is us. But that ain't gonna stop us from winning some cash. All right. So make sure you follow Music City Bets on Twitter, and make sure you hit that play wherever your gambling apps let you gamble. Make sure you take the over. All right. So we getting down to Bonafide thoughts now, and I titled this "Let Him Cook and Serve the Meal." All right. So when the season started, we got blinded by the money we were spending. I'm gonna tell you right now. When I saw Rand start spending money and bringing free agents in like Cushenberry, like Tony Pollard, got L'Jarius Sneed to come in, and Calvin Ridley, we got blinded. Now, this is something that we had to do anyway. The NFL requires us to spend a certain amount of money, and obviously that's also a part of the rebuild. You spend money to get new pieces in here to help you rebuild. So everybody was excited. I was excited. You were excited. Don't lie. Hey, look, don't lie to me, because you were excited too, all right? And we thought that we were going to be more competitive than that. And, I get it. We thought we were hype about the possibility of Will Levis being the guy and building around him to make that move. I made videos about it. I specifically made a YouTube short where I said, hey, Will, we did this for you, and we put these weapons around you, so now go out there and do it. And now, fast forward, hindsight is 2020. We're sitting at 1-5, and them plans and all those dreams that we have of being a competitive team in the AFC South, they went up in dust like Spider-Man in Endgame. All right, and we kind of left to deal with it. Now, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of people on Twitter, on Facebook, in the YouTube comments. Yeah, they're gonna be some in the comments that's gonna complain about it now, and they're directing a lot of their anger at Rand, Brian Callahan. I saw Bill Callahan get some of the blame. I even seen people blaming Miss Amy, and I get it. They are easy targets. It's easy to say, oh, Rand ain't cooking right now. And it's easy to say, oh, look, Brian, he's a rookie. He's in over his head. He needs to be a one and done coach. And it's even easy, it's real easy to say, hey, blame it on the owner. Oh, Miss Amy should sell the team. She don't know what she's doing. All of that, I get it. It's an easy target. But when you really step back and look at it, what's going on right now shouldn't have surprised us at all. But we fans, and fan is a derivative of the word fanatic. So we ain't thinking logical, all right? So I want us to look at this in a different way. And I'm going to use Rand Carthon, since he seems to be the lightning pole for a lot of the negative talk. Let's use him as an example. Now, we have adopted the moniker, let Rand cook. Everybody says it. We've been saying it for a couple years. I even got a video titled, Let Rand Cook, or Is Rand Cooking? And whether or not you believe it or not, that's exactly what he's been doing. Now, I use this analogy on Twitter, so we're gonna use it right here. Let's have a little conversation right quick, all right? Now, when we say let Rand cook, we're in essence saying we should be trusting him that he's going to be a good chef, all right? And so you let them cook the meal and serve it. So, shoot, at one point in time, John Robinson, yes, that John Robinson, was a good chef. He was a really good chef. He had really good ingredients. He had Simmons, he had Henry, he got AJ, he brought in Harold Landry, he got Kevin Byard, and plenty of more players. And I would say he was serving up good meals because we had good seasons. We had winning seasons. We were making the playoffs. So those meals that he was serving up, that he was chefing up, he was putting the ingredients in there, we were doing all right. And then when we started to feel like, hey, we got a great chef, he started serving up some terrible meals. I mean, he started getting bad ingredients and that were like rotten or downright bad. I'm talking about Isaiah Wilson, Farley, Treylon Burks, Dez Fitzpatrick. And the only reason why I mentioned Dez Fitzpatrick is because we picked him before the Lions could pick Amon-Ra St. Brown. And we all see how that's going, all right? And he was serving up these meals, and the meals that we were serving, ultimately, them seasons, we weren't looking at the playoffs. So those meals were getting bad. And ultimately, we couldn't allow him to keep cooking. So enter Rand Carthon. And he should be afforded the same opportunity that we afforded to John Robinson, whether you believe it or not. Now, so far, he's shown that he's got the good makings of a good cook. He picked up Skoronski in that one where it was very limited. People were saying he didn't know what he was doing, but he still picked up some viable players. I mean, some of those players that he picked up are making contributions right now. I think Josh Wild was one of those in those games. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, and in his first full year, this is his first full year. I think a lot of people are not getting that. This is his first full year going through the entire process as the guy. He's done well in the draft. I ain't counting Will Levis. Hey, look, sometimes you put too much salt in the dish. But outside of that, the ingredients that he's getting, J.C. Latham, Tavondre Sweat, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., Jalen Harrell, Jaquan Jackson, those are good ingredients. Even when we look at free agency, we got Cushenberry, we got Snead Ridley, Sebastian Joseph Day, who are all at one point in time considered good pickups from him. In spite of what's happening on the field right now, they were considered good pickups for us. So right now, he's starting from scratch. He's not starting like John Robinson did with a Ryan Tannehill and a Hall of Fame running back in Derrick Henry and a solid left tackle and solid right tackle. He's not starting like that. He's starting from scratch. We're kind of trying to pick up the pieces here right now. So again, this meal that he's making with these bad ingredients, the right tackle situation, definitely a bad ingredient. Will Levis, bad ingredient. So this meal may not come out as good as we initially had hoped, and it's not. But you just don't throw the chef away because he had one bad meal. It don't work that way. So I said all that to say this. While we're letting him cook and we're judging him rightfully for his overuse of salt, AKA failures at the right tackle position, issues with the quarterback, we got to practice a little patience because at the end of the day, nobody wants uncooked food. And it's a lot of teams out here that got a lot of chefs, the Panthers, the Browns, that are serving their fans uncooked food. Yeah, it's bad. So yeah, it may not taste too good right now, but at least it ain't uncooked, all right? So let's get on to the game prediction, close this video out. Hey man, we 1-5. And we staring 1-6 down the barrel, all right? I don't see us winning this game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna try to hype it up. We just don't have the offense to keep up with this Lions team. And sooner or later, the defense, as good as they've been playing, that dam is gonna bust. And the Lions are gonna start to score points. And this game, so again, like I said in the last segment, look at it a little different way. We want to look at this a little bit different way. This game and every game after this should be time for us to look at those ingredients that Rand drafted in the last draft. Cedric Gray should be back next week. James Williams, the safety turn linebacker, is trying to get some snaps now that Ernest Jones is gone. Jaquan Jackson and Bryce Oliver, who kind of popped at camp, they should get some burn now that Hopkins is playing meaningful football in Kansas City now, and Burks is still on IR. It's basically time to see if these ingredients, once they add it to the meal, is going to taste good. That's where we at right now with the team. I think we ultimately fall to 1-6, losing to the Detroit Lions 30-17. And now I'm hungry, all right? So we're gonna get up out of here so I can get something to eat. But remember, on Sunday, we back with live from the section on Sunday. So make sure you hop in with us as we go over this game. It's not gonna be a good one, but hey, we could talk about things, watch it together as Titans fans, all right? Don't forget, get your merch. You see me rocking the shirt, you try to go to www.section240.com and you can get your merch. And don't forget about the 1K Oilers Throwback giveaway. It's coming. We are less than 20 subs away from giving away a jersey. I am now counting dollars and checking my credit card balance because I am going to be shipping a Oilers throwback jersey to one of you, my lucky subscribers. So make sure that you locked in with us. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends, hey man, this guy Bonafide kind of know what he's talking about when it comes to the Titans, man. I like him, man. Share the channel with him, man. Comment down below. Comment what you think. Do you agree with me? You think we should allow Rand to cook a little bit more? I think so, but I'm interested to see what you say. I try to respond to all the comments. And make sure, again, you share this with all your fellow Titans fans. Because as I always say, there's plenty of room in the section for us all. Tighten up.